Good evening and attention all stations. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. This net meets in Hamilton 5 times a week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday on the ZOE repeater, and Thursday evening also at 7 p.m. on 446.125 simplex. The Thursday evening net is meant to inspire stations or operators to improve their stations and test out their radio's abilities without the use of repeaters or other enhancements. So at this point in time, let me take a quick standby for any time-sensitive mobile or priority traffic stations. VA3IMW, stand by. Okay, nothing heard there. So we've already had a quick early check-in. Larry VE3LBI has checked in, and he's popped over to our visit our friends operating the CW class. They're running a contact net on 7.120 in sideband and CW. So it's a dual mode net. They started it recently. Anybody who's inspired, try out their hand to make a contact on 40 meters, feel free to pop over there and say hello to them. Anyways, we'll open up the net to anybody, anywhere. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, and standing by with your call sign in mind.
VA3 CJZ.
Good evening, Chuck. You sound all chipper and all the rest of that. Again, congratulations on a wonderful net last night, and very entertaining and interesting. Certainly appreciate it. How you doing today?
Well, Mac, feeling a bit rough today. Last couple of days, actually, I think I got a stomach flu, or my stomach's really sore, but yeah, I was even a little bit under the weather yesterday, but I managed to pull off the AREG net, and kind of felt not too bad once I got started. But yeah, a little bit rough right now. I just had some bowl of soup there, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully I can get over this quickly.
Oh, very good, Chuck. Nothing like a little bit of 10-meter DX to put a little spring back into your step.
Yeah, I was hoping to maybe see if I can do that there this evening. And yeah, I haven't really been active the last couple of days there, so we'll see how things go. Still getting some confirmations back from the weekend contest there, so that's always nice to see confirmations.
Oh, absolutely. That goes towards all of your QRZ awards and all the rest of that stuff. So, yeah, very good, sir. Very good indeed. Your signal is steady at S9, peaking 10 over S9. So, good job up the hill. Maybe the cold weather. Who knows? I'm just kind of making up the excuses as we go. Anytime it's a good signal, it's just a good signal. There's really no explaining it.
Yeah, your signal is up and down, but it's up there. When you first started, you were just S9 plus, just over the S9, and now, geez, you're peaking at 30 over, and then back down to maybe 20. But yeah, fluctuating signal, but it's pretty strong.
Well, thanks very much. I can imagine that that big stick sticking up off the roof is probably waving around like a very friendly, I don't know what kind of creature. We got some windy conditions up here that's gusting, so I have no doubt that the pancake signal pattern coming off the tip of the antenna is kind of wandering around hither, skither, and yon. But no, I appreciate the flowers there, Chuck. It's getting out there, and everybody's hearing a little bit of this, that, and the other. So very good. Anything else before I see if there's maybe one more station out there listening?
Yeah. Well, you got two in the book so far, and hopefully people. We said it enough times on the A rig last night that I don't know why you don't get more, but anyways, I'll send it back to you and see if there's anyone else that remembered about this net. Thanks for doing it, Mac. Always a pleasure. VA3CJZ.
Very good. And just a reminder that I'm also streaming this net, so gives a benefit for stations with maybe some limitations. Just look up my call sign, VA3IMW, and should come up near the top of the list. It is a live stream, so like I say, put in my call sign in the YouTube search box and hit enter, and look for the red live button, and that's where we are right now. Since we are on simplex 446.125, it is possible that not everybody's going to hear everybody. Right now, we've got nobody watching, but that's okay. We're still streaming. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Standing by for any further RF check-ins.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, VA3WPG. I guess no quota today or the next couple days. I've got the long wire still strung up on my balcony, but I pulled the ballon out of the picture, and that is all packed up in my bag, anticipating next week. Yeah, got a second one on order for AliExpress. So we will have one for quota, one for here, and so first radio activity here today. I missed the A-Reg yesterday. Well, I dropped the check-in, but I missed the not because I was watching a movie on CHCH yesterday. Passengers, pretty damn good movie. Other than that, just dropping in a check-in, and we'll be listening along, having a cold snack, and that's about it. VA3WPG.
Okay, very good, Chris. You're also very similar to Chuck. Solid S9 with peaks up to 10 over. Good signal. And passengers, I think I remember the plot of this. Is this where does it turn out to be that the plane is somehow detained in the air, and they swap live passengers for corpses, and the plane crashes, but the aliens or whoever harvests the live passengers takes off? I think it sounds familiar. Is that the same plot line?
Negative. This one is a space travel movie where they're going to some distant planet, homestead to some 120 years away from Earth. They're supposed to be in suspended animation. One of them wakes up 90 years early, and then he wakes up. I'm not going to give out the whole thing, but you might know it from that. It's a space travel movie, 5,000 people. What were the names? Aurora and Arthur, the bartender, and what the heck was his name? His name I'm not recalling, but yeah, it was a space movie.
Oh, yes. Now I recall. Yes, I've seen that one too. He spends a couple of years wandering around trying to figure out how how he came out of suspended animation, because it wasn't supposed to happen. and he inadvertently falls in love with the lovely young lady who's still in stasis, and he tweaks the system, wakes her up. They get married and don't live happily ever after, because the bartender breaks the secret, and yeah, things get quiet from there on in, and eventually everybody lives happily ever after. Yeah, good movie. Absolutely great movie. Very good, Chris. Thanks for the check in tonight, and we'll catch you down the log. Obviously, we'll be listening for you tomorrow night on the right shoe. Anything else before we go?
I know that's it for me. Everybody have a good evening. 73 VA3WPG, and we'll catch you around.
Okay, very good. 3 on the log so far. Very good. We're moving along lickety split here. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, and stand by for further check-ins. Comment. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Chris there and say thank you. I think I'm going to pull up that movie on Netflix and start watching it for tonight. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that one. I'm 99% music and 1% movie, so I rarely watch movies.
Yeah. So, yeah, just killing time here, and I think I might start that up, and then I'll probably maybe check to see how the conditions are on HF. All right, Mac, thanks. Back to you.
All right. Thanks for filling the dead air. Always good to have a little extra action. Okay. On behalf of Lake Ontario Radio Club Net, this is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. We're here on 446.125 in simplex. Stand by for any further check-ins. We're also streaming live on YouTube. I put in my call sign VA3IMW in the search box and pull up the top of the list, which is the live display. Stand by for any further check-ins. All right, one final announcement before we call it quits for everybody who's listening, or maybe not. This group here, the Hamilton POTA operators, also designated by VE3HPO, will be doing a group activation at the Salt Fleet Park on March 22nd, looking to get started with the RF activities around noontime. So myself and a couple of others, I'm sure, will be at the park around 11 o'clock getting equipment set up. And we will certainly welcome everybody who wants to get some exposure to Parks on the Air. Anybody who wants to take the opportunity for a early spring eyeball rag chew with people you only usually hear on the air, there's a great opportunity for us to get together. Haven't finalized the plan of coffee and snacks, but usually that's taken care of pretty well, but we shall see how that goes. I'm going to stand by for a last call for any further check-ins. VA3IMW standing by.
VA3 Mike Hotel Victor.
VA3 Mike Hotel Victor. Good job there. And I've got you with an S3 coming into my station here on the West Mountain on direct. Great signal. What's your radio setup and antenna?
Evening, Mac. It's Mark here.
Just a handheld, and I've got an exterior antenna mounted outside of the dwelling here. Just a little, like a little dipole kind of affair.
Okay, and you're over on the East Mountain, I take it.
Affirmative, close proximity to Larry, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I remember that. Very good. So 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 watts if you're lucky, and you're throwing this up into the atmosphere on a dipole arrangement. Very good. You're communicating in simplex, which means you don't have to worry about relying strictly on a repeater.
Awesome. Yeah, I got the radio set to high power, but little Quanchang on that can't be many watts, is it? It's less than 5 for sure.
Yeah, they're typically rated for 5. Sometimes, depending on what website they're advertised, they may try to boast about more, but usually there's a disclaimer there, up to up to 8 watts. Well, yeah, it's up to 8 watts, but it's less than that. So, anyways, Mark, certainly appreciate the check-in, and thanks for finding us on Simplex tonight.
You're very welcome. Thanks for hosting it, Mac. And yeah, NFC and I plan on attending the weekend there on the 22nd. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And if you ever had a bad experience on HF, you're going to find this one the best. It is the most RF quiet park that I've ever been to. So strategically, we've picked on this one just to make sure that we have a better experience than we did at Battlefield Park.
Roger that. I've heard you mention it on previous nets. Another the other night. Good evening, Chuck, by the way. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Anyway, I'll let you try and pick up any last minute. VA3, Mike Hotel Victor,
7 3s. VA3, Mike Hotel Victor, VA3IMW. Any other last call check-ins? This is VA3IMW. I got 13 minutes before I have to get to class. All right, nothing heard there. So we'll take this opportunity to thank everybody who's checked in tonight, and the other ones that haven't checked in. Shame on you, but nonetheless, I'm sure you've got other things to do. Radio is priority number 67, I think I heard a wise man say. So we'll be looking for everybody to join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the ZOE for the Friday night ZOE Rag Chew. And at this point in time, I'll bid you all 7 3s and turn this frequency back to normal amateur use. VA3IMW, I will be clear.